Hello, I'm Daz, and this week's discussion is about the pandemic's potential effect on homelessness in the United States. There is a real risk that the sustained unemployment in the United States could lead to a significant increase in homelessness over the next few years. According to an article published by the Marketplace on January 14th of 2021, a new report from the nonprofit Economic Roundtable projects that without significant government intervention, the pandemic will cause twice as much homelessness as the Great Recession. If nothing changes, about 600,000 people could end up in shelters, on the streets, or crashing with a family or friends over the next 3 years. Anthony Orlando is one of the study authors and a real estate professor at California State Polytech University, Pomona. He said, "We probably won't see most of that for another year or even two. Homelessness is one of the last things that we detect when an economy tips into a recession," he said. Because Orlando said people tap into whatever they can, try to pay the rent as long as they can, whether it's their savings or their family support, or whatever they can tap into, stimulus payments, he said, and we don't start to see who can't pay the rent anymore until after the recession is over. After the Great Recession, researchers found about 10% of people who lost jobs in Los Angeles, for example, ended up becoming homeless, and they predict that number will likely be higher this time, because the people who have been losing jobs are those who already are the most vulnerable, said Jill Kadaduri, who researches housing policy and homelessness at ABT Associates. Vulnerable people like those who are already living in poverty, very low-wage workers, people who are in communities of color, and households with little wealth, she said, and with little savings or financial support from family to fall back on. Housing advocates say one of many of the most effective ways to help people avoid homelessness would be to give more of them vouchers under Section 8 of the Federal Housing Act. As always, with homelessness growing, please do your best to support those who are in need, whether through donating to shelters, soup kitchens, nonprofits that support efforts to curb the issue for individuals experiencing homelessness. You can also volunteer time or resources such as items for winter or families. Educate yourself and others on the issue, and as I always recommend, praying for those in need. Also, on an offhand note, always remember to practice gratitude for what you have and never take it for granted, because you never know how long you're given something. Nothing in this life is permanent or lasts forever. So what are your thoughts on the risk of an increased homeless population with this crisis that's going on? And have you or anyone you know personally been impacted by this virus already? Let me know, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your week. Take care and God bless.